Good afternoon, everybody, man. It's Friday evening. Man, it got close to 100 here in Carolina. Welcome back to the channel, man. I'm glad to have you. I wanted to do a quick video to kind of continue on some pro wrestling escapades, you know. And my cat Cleo, he wants to get in on the video action. But back in the day, there was a friend of mine and a promoter, Mr. Mitch Gowd. He's out of Laurinburg, North Carolina, but we all got together. He had American Championship Wrestling, and that's who I competed with a lot of times, you know, when they needed a job or a new face, you know, to open up some matches. And Chief Red Thunder is a friend of mine from out of Pembroke, North Carolina. We used to wrestle together. And then Scotty Dial, he's from Maxton, North Carolina. He was a Wachee, the Wild Samoan. Good guys, man. We always had fun. So. And something that's very funny. Everybody wants to fly by here and roar their motors. Man, this 2-lane highway is like 95 in front of my house. But anyway, I wasn't there that night, I don't believe. But Red Thunder was, my buddy Will, he was telling me about it. Now Mitch, he's a good promoter, very good promoter. I mean, he could do some shows, man. And we always had a packed house. And I think they were in South Carolina that night. I want to say Manning, South Carolina. I want to say they were down there. We always did periodically shows in Manning, different places. And the day of the matches is always a busy day because you got the crew there, they're setting the ring up, and you got a crew setting up the ticket box and the concessions, and you know, a lot of us would show up early to help with the event and get everything together. And Mitch, he had one of them outfits, I reckon a jacket, a white studded jacket with the high collar, kind of looked like Elvis Presley, you know. And I think he actually had a couple of jumpsuits that he would wear sometimes. But you know, he was going through his day, doing his thing, trying to get the business of the day situated and make sure everybody got paid, and he'd set the money aside and all that. So everybody kept picking at him like, hey, and a hunk of burning love and all that stuff, you know. Well, after a while, Will said he was sitting there in the chair. So that night, they had Jimmy Jam Garvin. He was the main eventer. He's from the Fabulous Freebirds. He helped us out a whole lot. And he rode his motorcycle all the way from Florida to South Carolina to help us with the matches. So everybody got laughing and snickering and making comments and stuff. And after a while, there's a motorcycle. But Mitch was quick-tempered, you know, and he had a hair trigger now, and he had a high pitch for it. And William said he was sitting there in the chair. He said all of a sudden, Mitch said, "The next son's a bitch that said something about Elvis is fired." See, about that time, Jimmy Garvin come in, put his hand on his shoulder, said, "What's up?" Hey, like that, he looked at him and said, "You're fired." So everybody in the dressing room started laughing. But boy, God, the fun times, man. I think my favorite memory was Gastonia, North Carolina. At Gastonia High School, we had a big major event there on a Saturday night, I think it was. So I was living in Red Springs then and working in Red Springs. So I went through Maxton and picked up Scotty, Wachee, the Samoan. And we make our trip, and we drive up to Gastonia, we get there. We help them set the ring up and get our stuff organized in the dressing room. So set my robe up and got my boots out and my trunks, and so got all of that situated. All the guys were showing up, and it was getting dark. We were in the dressing room. We didn't know what was going on outside. So we looked out in the curtain, you know, and it was a packed house. I think it was Red Thunder or somebody with the ring lords that looked out there. Man, all the bleachers were packed, jammed with people. All the ringside seats were packed, jammed with people. Standing room only. Man, I thought I was inside an arena somewhere, man. I ain't never performed in front of that many people before. So it worked out where it was a 6-man tag match, and we were the very first match. You talking about pressure on, man, because, you know, we would let you know. That's the thing about old Red Thunder. He's a good guy, man. You messed up out there, he's going to let you know now. And I knew that he was going to be looking the video monitor and behind the curtain, because, see, we were being televised that night. It was going to be on TV. And we had the Barbarian. I think we had Gary Royal. Matt and Jeff Hardy was with us, and this is right before they went to WWF. Back then, there wasn't no computers or cell phones at that time. I mean, it was a good time to be in the business. So, me and my partners, we had the first match, and we're like 3 little guys against 3 big guys, you know. I think it was me, Ethan Storm, and I think Wachita Samoan. I believe we had the match that night against, I think it was the Ring Lords. We had Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was a guy who looked like he would wear a tuxedo, look like a bouncer doorman type of guy, real big, bald-headed. But it worked out where we won the match. We fooled the crowd because the crowd thought that we were going to get slaughtered because we were little, you know. And I was the type of guy, I laid it in there, man. I didn't care. I didn't care how big somebody was, because you had to do that. So I told the guy that I was going to work with, I said, look, I said, don't kill me, I won't kill you. I said, but I'm going to let you know now, I'm going to lay it in, don't hold back. You know, I said, it's a fight. That's what our wrestling match back then, kayfabe, it's a fight, okay? So we had all our moves were stiff and everything, and we wanted to kind of mimic Jim Crockett promotion style of wrestling. That's how we were. That's what we loved, you know. We had a lot of talent. I think we had some of the best of the independent circuit there with us that night, along with some big name people. You know, we had the best out there. That's what made it so fun. So I said, it's on now. I said, fellas, I think Will looked at it and said, fellas, you're not the shine man. I said, don't mess it up, man. Don't mess it up. I said, okay. So we get in the ring. I'm opening up, so here we go. We sizing each other down, boy, and I'm putting my hand up and down like that, boy, and I'm clapping. I'm getting the crowd. The crowd is getting stirred up. They on their feet now, because they done seen us on TV. They knew me and who the stars were. So I was kind of, you know, I was cranking them up, clapping hand. I had the crowd going, boy. We lock up. And I told the boy, I said, I'm fixing to lay it on you, baby. So as soon as we lock up, boy, I snatched that arm and swing it around, and I'm punching his shoulder, boy. I'm putting some punishment, boy. He's hollering, selling that arm, boy. And I twist it again. I'm punching and punching. He reaches up and he claws my eyes, gives me a kick to the gut, throws me into the rope, and I come off the rope in a cross-body block. You know, that's where the guy catches in midair and is setting you up for a slam. So I cross-body, he grabs me, he's standing there right before he slammed. I look, Easton is on the damn top corner bucket, boy. He comes off and drop kicks me, and we go down. I got him for 1, 2, right there in the first 5 minutes of the match. 1, 2, and he kicks out. He works me over a little bit, and he's giving me some heat. And then finally, I return the heat back on him. He's trying to keep me from tagging. So I put the heat back on him and get him wet, and I reach over and tag, and then the Samoan comes in. And I I'm through for that match. I was through. Hey, 5 or 6 minutes. That's the only work I had to do. Brother, you talking about fun, man. So you could take a breather. In a tag match, you could take a breather. So the other 2 guys, we alternate, we take turns. You know, we didn't hog a lot of time. So I think during the match, watch, he ended up getting the big guy with a small package. And, you know, he had some, boy, they would chop each other now. Bow, bow. And I'm talking about real chops. Don't hold back nothing, man. And Buddy, when he said 1, 2, 3, boy, the crowd jumped up, man. You could hear that pop a mile away, son. Everybody was on their feet. Everybody on the bleachers was standing up. Standing room only. Everybody was clapping, and we was hugging each other, giving high fives. So I knew right then. Said, that's how you have a wrestling show. I knew right then. I said, fellas, we're going to have us a good night. Because every match after that has to follow that. And I think Red Thunder had to defend the United States heavyweight title the next match. That's how you do it. We opened it up, got the crowd stirred up, man, we won the match. Here comes it's a progression like a stairway. Everybody has to follow that. And that's the formula that we did, and that's what makes it successful. I think the Barbarian had the main event match that night, I want to say. Big dude, and such a nice guy, man. He's you know, his wrist big as my thigh at that time. I was a little fella. You know, but I didn't give up, man. That's how I made it through the wrestling academy. I didn't give up, but we had fun, man. And you know, later on, it changed up. You know, and the federation folded a little bit because you had 3 guys that owned it, that owned the company, and we were on TV and all of that, and it's so hard, man. I would wrestle with different federations. Later on, I started my own and had my own school where I would train people. But you know, age is the undisputed champion, man. You can't. I just couldn't imagine making a living doing that full time as a wrestler, man, because of the wear and tear on your body. But oh man, it was so much fun to hear the pop of them people like that, because North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia, the southern end, at that time, man, pro wrestling, other than NASCAR, pro wrestling's all we had as far as entertainment, man. It's the way we could get together and go see the matches, man, because I can remember before getting into wrestling, you know, the big deal from where I was at, every Monday night in Fayetteville, Cumming County Arena, was wrestling. Okay? Every Monday night, you could set it on your calendar. NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions was there, you had wrestling. And then that Tuesday night, it was up in Raleigh at Dorton Arena. And that's how the formula worked. And they did that for a long time. People got so used to going and seeing wrestling, and all of a sudden it stopped. It was just like, you know. And then he sold to Ted Turner, and it became WCW. And you know, you had a lot of guys going down to Georgia working the scrimmage matches and stuff. But I don't know. It just got to where we were a family. We took care of each other, and then it got to where you had people come in that would intentionally try to hurt you and try to get you out of the business. And you know, it was bad, man. If I was in the ring with somebody and they give me a potato and really hit me, I grab that scrotum sack, buddy, and I put my mouth to the ear and I said, listen here, we're either fighting or we wrestling. Now what we gonna do? I said, it's your choice, because the more you give me, I'm gonna give it right back to you. And a lot of time it turned into a shoot where we were really fighting, because somebody hit me, I hit their rumps right back, man. You can see a little bit of cauliflower on this ear right here where it's out. It used to be in like that, but it's out for years of being put in the headlock, and you know. But yeah, you had that, man. You had guys that were juiced up, man, that intentionally tried to hurt you for no reason. I'd snatch a headlock on them and walk to the corner and say, hey, bud, you need to slow down, bud. slow down, man, or I'm going to get you. You know, and that's all you could do, because you in the ring in front of a bunch of people, and the promoter expects you to work a match, and you don't screw up like that. But I'm not letting somebody intentionally hurt me now. No, I'm not doing that. If they potated me, I potated the hell back out of them, you know. Sometimes, you know, at one point in time, boy, shoot, hit one right in the throat. Boy, he did that number like that. I said, and I walked over to the referee. I said, that son of a bitch needs to slow down, buddy. I said, I'm going to take his knee out. I said, you walk over there and tell him he needs to slow down, because Mitch didn't put up with crap like that. Back then, the wrestler didn't tell the promoter what to do. The promoter told the wrestler. He didn't, you know, he didn't put up with none of that crap. But there was one guy, I popped him right in the darn throat, and that took the fire right out of him. I said, look, we're here to do a show. You ain't trying to kill me. I ain't trying to kill you. I said, but we either fighting or wrestling, whatever you want to do. But most of it was fun, man. You know, some of my friends still work matches, and that Ivan Koloff tag team tournament is tomorrow night in Benson, North Carolina, at the Benson National Guard Armory. The meet and greet starts at 5, and I think bell time's at 7:30, I want to say. So, and I may go check that out myself. Probably will. Probably so. I'll probably go check it out. But y'all like what you see and hear, man, hit like and subscribe. I appreciate you joining me. You know, if I ever say anything to offend anybody, hey, I truly apologize. But most of the time I say what I'm going to say. But yeah, wow, some good times, man. All right, y'all have a good one. Have a safe weekend.